All right, I'm here at the Urban Action Showcase in Expo 2019. I'm here with Father June himself from the Cinemax series Warrior, Perry Young. Perry, thank you so much for stopping by.
Hey Jeff, it's such a pleasure to be here. So good to meet you in person.
It's really great to meet you. It's great seeing your work on screen, hearing your music, which we'll talk about a little bit, and then now meeting you. You look very different from Father June. I'll tell you right now.
Really? I do?
Yeah.
You know, some people are like, when they meet me, they go, "How come you're not pissed off and yelling at someone?" You know, I'm like, you know, it's acting. You know, I get to act.
It's great.
It's an amazing thing, right?
How long have you been acting in New York now?
Well, I moved to New York in '91, and I got my first production by '92. So I've been acting officially since 1992.
Okay. And you just came out of a Warrior panel. How has the reception been for Warrior?
Oh, it's been amazing. I mean, like, not a lot of people have seen it because they don't want to pay for the subscription channel to Cinemax, but those who have seen it are pretty blown away. They love the show. They just say it's so timely. They really connect to every aspect of the production. You know, it's like it's so well told. It's such a high production value, and they love the characters. They love the writing. You know, they say there's so much. They really like. They think they know us. You know. Yeah.
I can attest to that. The characters are so rich and so well developed. You guys bring such a flair and flavor to all these characters. It's great seeing that whole world. It may not be historically accurate, but you guys bring such life to it. It's so well done.
Yeah, I mean, we're just talking about some of the history right now. I mean, actually, there's a lot of facts that are historically accurate. So, you know, and the writers really, you know, base the drama on that, like the Chinese Exclusion Act, and how Chinatowns were forced into being what they are, and then there's so much immigrant scapegoating and all of that stuff. I mean, you can really say all of that is happening today, you know. So, yeah, I mean, sure, there's poetic license and artistry and all that stuff, and just to make it like, you know, the show is about racism, you know, and it's a pretty heated, incredible, painful, not incredible, I guess, it's painful. It's a painful topic, it's a painful situation, but they present it in a way where you can actually examine it in an entertaining way.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you just received an award last night for your work in furthering diversity in cinema.
It's an honor, and I really give props to the Demetrius Angelo for you know, producing this festival and bringing to attention all the people of color who have worked in this genre of action TV and film, and you know, it's huge, and it's huge, but it's still underrepresented, and so it was an incredible honor to receive that award.
So what is all right, let me phrase this correctly. What can you tell us about Warrior Season 2?
All I can tell you is I'm so excited for it to air. I mean, if you like season 1, it's gonna be more. Yeah. More of everything. More action, more drama, more storytelling, more depth of character. I mean, it's just more, and it's really, the drama is really picks up, and we really get into who these people are, which is really the essence of humanity, right? Who are these people and their relationships amidst the drama of society?
Yeah. Outside of Warrior, you've been busy as well. You just wrapped up Boogie. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, Boogie was an amazing experience. I mean, I'm so fortunate to have to be an actor today. I was just talking about the situation of Asian American actors in America in the last 20 years. I mean, a lot have changed. So when I first started, I couldn't audition for anything because I just didn't fit the roles they wanted, and these roles were horrible back then, you know. And so, but today there are actually roles written by Chinese Americans like Boogie, Eddie Huang. Yep. He wrote, this is a semi-autobiographical movie. He directed it, and Eddie is driven and passionate, and he you know, like, he wants to tell a story, and he wants to tell it right, which is an amazing gift to be able to work with someone like that who works from the heart. And you know, I played his father in the role. I would say Eddie's father, but the character's father. And Eddie knew this character so well, and he pushed me to the place to find the real essence of his version of a Chinese American father and the struggles in America. I mean, it was such a gift to go deeply into what that meant in this culture, to find the love and the racism and the heartaches and the joy of being that person in America. I mean, you know, so Boogie was amazing.
Absolutely. it's touching on that a little bit. Fresh Off the Boat just announced that it got canceled, but for 6 seasons, that was an Asian family on network television. That was just another family that you saw on television.
That's a huge leap into what we want to be as Asian American people of color in acting. Is we want to just play roles that are normal, that are normalized. We don't want to play our color, which in the past writers were writing to our color, like, oh, it's a Chinese person, it's a black person, it's a Mexican person. But we are people, so we just want to write. We want to play characters who we get to play as people. Like Warrior allows me to be a father, Boogie allowed me to be a father, and that's a gift. And I hope we get more roles like that, so we just be who we are.
Just for the sake of our to point out though, you're a scary father in Warrior.
There are some scary fathers in the world. But in some ways, I just talked to somebody who wrote a comic about for young kids in America, and the comic was based on a girl searching for her father. So it was written for demographics who were raised without their fathers.
Sure.
So it's like, okay, so what's better, to not have a father or to have a scary father?
Sure.
But that aside, what we can look for in season 2 is there's a nicer side of Father June.
Nice. I love those. I love those. Touching on comics, you mentioned it really briefly. What is your take on Shang-Chi?
Well, I have to admit ignorance.
Okay.
So I haven't read the series. All I can say is I'm excited. I'm extremely excited for what Marvel can produce. And it's we're gonna have Hong Kong Chinese actors in this. Like big actors. So let's hope they don't F that one up.
It's funny because that's one of those situations where you don't want to be pigeonholed into being a martial artist, and yet you want to celebrate that this guy is at the top of his game and is being the superhero that an Asian kid out there might want to see.
Oh, totally. I mean, I grew up on comic books. I grew up on superheroes, and I also grew up on martial arts and kung fu and Bruce Lee. To me, there's nothing wrong with being pigeonholed in that genre if the genre allows us to be complex, dynamic people, because that is just a platter right now of how we're being served. And as long as it's like nutritious food, I'm happy. And it is opening up to more roles, like you said, that we can just be normal people. So I have no problems with it as long as these roles are dynamic.
Yeah, complex and dynamic. All of the characters on Warrior, complex and dynamic. One of the best things about that show. Beyond Warrior, what else do you have in the works?
Right now, outside of film and TV, I'm doing a new play festival from Taiwan. It's called After Same-Sex Marriages, so it's an LGBT festival. So I'm doing some new plays for that this week, and I'm also in a remount of a classical theater production at La Mama Theater called Trojan Women. So that premieres in December. So I have those in terms of as theater acting gigs. I'm auditioning every day for film and TV. That's the life of an actor.
Awesome. Perry Young, best of luck with everything going on. Best of luck with Warrior Season 2. Father June still scares the crap out of me, but it's great the work that you do with him. Enjoy the rest of the show and have a great time.
Hey, thank you, Jeff. It's a pleasure to be here.